Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super glad you did. And if you are returning, y'all, the real MVP, you already know. If you guys have been lurking on my channel for a little while, why don't you go ahead and hit that little subscribe button down there and hit the post notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video, because I don't upload regularly. And another way to keep up with my content uploads is to follow me across all socials at Starry Nightmare Tarot. So all of that information is always in the description box for you guys to check out if you so choose. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So if you guys have been hanging out with me for a while, you know that I just did my Cosmic Slumber Tarot review video. Blah, that was a mouthful. And this was actually a gift to me by Sarah at Liminal 11. So that was a huge deal for me. So I am going to plug that in the description box for you guys, because I am not sponsored in any way by Liminal 11 or anything. And it was just kind of like a fun, hey, do you want to review this deck? And I was super stoked on it. So that was a really big deal to me to get gifted that super special limited edition Cosmic Slumber Tarot. But Sarah did not tell me she sent me another present. So I wasn't expecting it, and I got this in the mail, and I have been watching this for quite a while, because I saw this when I first started looking at their website quite a while ago, before the Cosmic Slumber Tarot was even released. So this was on there being teased as a new release, and they started, of course, talking about it on their Instagram and everything across socials. So I love this tarot journal, and I did not expect to ever see it, and I was just admiring it from afar. But now that I have it and it is in my hands, I want to show you guys what is inside this Modern Witch Tarot journal if you would like to purchase it. So, as I did in the last video, I will link all of Liminal 11 socials down there, as well as the website where you guys can get this. I'll probably just put the link in the description for you guys. Again, I'm not sponsored, I'm not affiliated, so I don't make money if you click that link, okay? So don't worry about that. But this is super cool, and I think it's really cute and really cheeky that I also got some little stickers, because y'all know I love stickers, and that tickled me pink when I saw that. I was like, oh, how funny, I get stickers, because I love stickers. But I did also get this cute little catalog. This was a 2019 to 2020 catalog, and it kind of ended right where we are now with the release of the Cosmic Slumber and everything. So this was actually really cute to look at, and it's Modern Witch on the cover, but I'm going to keep this because I love all of this stuff I've been getting from Liminal 11, so I'm going to put this in the box with all of my Cosmic Slumber Tarot stuff. I did kind of like utilize the the tarot bag, the tarot cloth, the little tin and everything, but all of the really cute like collector type things that I don't want to ruin, I did keep in that Cosmic Slumber Tarot box that it came in. So that's probably what this is going to go in, just kind of keepsakes. Like, this was a huge deal for me. So let's go ahead and look into this, you guys. So if you have not seen this, okay, first of all, what are you doing? If you love the Modern Witch Tarot, if you love the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, if you love Liminal 11 stuff, you're going to love this notebook, because let me say, first off, this is a weighty notebook, and as you guys can tell, we have this beautiful teal cover. This is like a Tiffany blue type of color, and this is one of those really soft covers, like the soft squishy type of covers. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But this thing is super cool. So on your back, I left all of this intact so that you guys can see how this came out of the box. It did clearly have wrapping on it, but I wasn't going to leave the wrapping on to do a whole unboxing wrapping thing. So this does kind of do like a quick little overview on the back. If you guys want to pause that to look at what that says, you can totally do that. But there's those euros again. I get all excited when I see euros. I'm like, oh, this came from the UK. So on the inside of our cover, we've got the Modern Witch pattern. So you guys did see this in the Cosmic Slumber Tarot as well, where the Cosmic Slumber Tarot has their little pattern of the pentacles, wands, swords, and chalices. And it's the same thing with the Modern Witch, where we've got their little pattern with all 4 of those tools across the board on all of the packaging. So that is the same thing you've got here on this one. And it's the exact same as what's in the box of the Modern Witch, except it's not black in this one, it's gold. So that's in your front and in your back. I love that this has this cute little pink sash, like this little bookmark thing, because that teal and pink is like my favorite color combo right now. I've got it on everything, but I don't even know where to start. I just want to be like, here, look at this. So we got a foreword in here again. So this is super important. As I told you guys in your, like when you're getting tarot decks, when you're getting oracle decks, it's very important to read the book and read that foreword and read the introduction, because that's always something from the author, so, or the artist, sorry. So it's going to be the same thing here. And they do give a shout out to someone who also helped with putting the book together. And I feel like his name, I don't want to be wrong here, so I'm going to try and find it. But I swear I just saw it. There we go, Darren. I almost said Damien. Like I said, I don't want to be wrong. So a special thanks to Darren, without whose guidance, knowledge, and passion this book would not exist. I feel like I've seen that name somewhere because I do read all of this stuff. So I don't know if this is somebody that helps Liminal 11 specifically, but I have seen that name before. I know it. I know it in my heart of hearts. I have seen that name. So like I said, you guys have that forward. You also have an introduction, and this is super cute. We do have these full color pictures in here by Lisa Sturl. So in your introduction, this first part is going to talk about the card meanings, tarot readings, spreads, decks, books, online resources, and the tarot circle. So this is just a quick overview of basically all of the sections that you've got in this book. And then we've got this beautiful full color spread picture here. How pretty is that? That's all your queens. I wish I could like put that on my wall. That is so gorgeous. These are so saturated. So we're going to start here with card meanings. So this one here, a little bit of reading for you. And this is super helpful for the beginner. So this is made to cater to anyone across the board. If you are a beginner or a seasoned tarot reader, this is just supposed to be a nice little tool to keep in your tool belt. But I think this is very helpful for beginners because of how much time it takes to explain all of this in the beginning of each section. So for the card meanings, you've got the whole little spiel here. And then it does talk about keywords. What are keywords? What are reflections? What your correspondences should be. So this talks about like your elements or your zodiac signs, if you would like to relate those to the card or write all of that info, whatever extra info you have on that. And then it does also take the time to explain reversals. So then it talks about following the majors. There's the minors. It explains to you what those are. So this is really helpful. Even if you don't have a tarot deck, if you guys are brand new to tarot, you really want to look into it, you don't quite have a tarot deck, and you're doing a lot of research, this is also very helpful because of how much information it has in there for you guys to utilize and always look back on, and then to use this in your research. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like for your cards on this little card meaning page. So you've got your little card there. It gives you a space for your keywords, for your correspondences, for your reflections, and then this part down here is your reversals. So if you are like me and you love writing down all of your research that you do on all of these cards, because I do have all of this information written down in a couple different places. So this is going to be super helpful for you guys, especially if writing will help you solidify it in your memory, right? So I'm probably most likely going to be putting all of my information in here like as a really good, pretty finished copy, because like I said, I do have it in multiple places, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to put it in here. So it does have that for all of the cards. That's across the board with your majors. It looks like this. It's really big because your majors are those really important, life-changing, lots of changes type cards, right? So then when you get to your lessers, it looks like this. So you do have 2 cards per page, a little bit smaller, but you still have all the same spaces there for everything for you to do there. And I did look through this. It does go through every single card. So then at the end of your lessers, you have this little space here for, I do believe it's 24 of these little spaces. If you, Honestly, I don't know what this is for. If this is for if you want to create your own cards or if you have extra cards, because you know how some decks will have those extra cards, like the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. It has the day and the night card, and the day and the night card do have specific meanings to them if you would like to utilize them as extra cards in the deck. So I feel like that's what this can be. This can also be for like oracle decks if you would like to record your favorite oracle deck or something like that. I don't know, because there's 2 spaces for each of those as well, so maybe it's top and upright and reversed, something like that, but there is 24 of those little spaces in there, so that's very helpful. They do that. Then next, I really hope you guys are here because you're stoked on this notebook, because otherwise this is probably going to be a super boring video for you. But we have this little ballroom picture, and this is so cute. These are majors again. So here you've got your Chariot, this is your Judgment, this one is Temperance, you got your Fool, you got your Strength, you got your Hierophant. This one I can't quite remember, and it's really been bugging me, and I was gonna look through the deck and I didn't for that. Same thing with this one. I don't quite remember who she is. These 2 I don't remember, but this one's your Hermit. I know someone's gonna be like, how could you forget that? Well, you see, I have lots of tarot decks. So your next section in here talks about tarot readings. So this one talks about what tarot reading is, how tarot reading is helpful, and how to record your tarot readings. So your next section is clearly going to be how to record your tarot readings, okay? So here we have what this is, outlining your sections here again. So this is for the querent, or the person that's asking, the date, the location, the query or question, the spread, and the interpretation. Again, this is helpful if you are a beginner and you really need to record these to reflect on. But I do also feel, as the seasoned tarot reader, if you like having records of all of your clients' readings, because I know tons and tons of readers do that, where they keep records of the client's reading so that if the client comes back, they do have record of the last thing they did. I specifically have not done that yet, just because I pull so many cards in readings and I'm constantly doing it on the fly that I have like almost no way of keeping track of all of the cards I pull. So if you guys are neat and tidy readers that do a specific number of cards, this will be super helpful for you. So here you have what it looks like here. These are just the smaller ones. So this does change up a little bit further in, but there's all of those little questions there for you. So there's your querent, date, location, deck, query, spread. These little dots are for you to draw in the cards so that you can draw in how they laid out in the spread, and then your interpretation of the reading. So like I said, this does change a little bit. I don't have a specific number on how many of these there are, but there are quite a lot of these. So this goes to 121, from 180 to 121. That's about 40 pages of that. And then it does change up to this. So you have a bigger interpretation box as well as a bigger drawing box. That's going to be for those bigger spreads, like your Celtic cross or whatever kind of circle spreads you have. Again, there's tons of these. So this is a super handy tool for anyone who does lots and lots and lots of recording. The only reason I particularly have not so far is because I have a baby child, so I don't have much time to do that quite yet. But now that I have this, I can definitely make time to do it, and it's going to be a lot more helpful to have it, just because I didn't want to throw it in a regular notebook. So if you're the type of person that really likes structure for these types of things, you really love all of these little spaces like this, I highly recommend this, okay? So this goes again from 120 to 152, so it looks like another 30 pages of that. So you've got tons of spaces there to work with for these tarot spread interpretation journaling situation. So I myself have opened myself up to readings, and over the past 6 months, I'd say I haven't even done about, I'd say between 30 and 40 paid readings, okay? So I don't keep track of my free readings, but 30 and 40 paid readings. So this would have been a super helpful tool to have when I first started that, so that you can keep track of that. Again, keep track of your clients. You can also do this to keep track of your own readings. And I am going to talk about keeping track of friends' readings, because this does talk about doing that in here as well. So your next little section that we have here is tarot spreads. So here is another beautiful, beautiful picture. And I love how she's sitting there reading like, yeah, girl, this is the good card. Look at this card. So she's stoked on that. So this one, again, explains the outline of what is going to be in this tarot spread section. So title, source, beneath, and meaning. There's that little thing there. So your tarot spreads, this does talk about how you can find tarot spreads pretty much anywhere across the internet. So I do really love, because this is in relation to the Modern Witch deck, it's a modern notebook. So if this had been created, 10, 15 years ago, probably wouldn't talk about tarot spreads on the internet, right? So I really love that this is a product of the time as well. That way, when things change 20 years from now, you still have this to look back on when you started your tarot journey. You can probably even pass it down to a sibling, a friend, a kid if you want to. And I think this would be just like the cutest little thing, time capsule, like, here, look at what I did when I started tarot. So this one talks about creating your own tarot spreads. You got a whole lot of information there about how to create your own tarot spreads. And I did read through quite a lot of this yesterday. And here is how the spread might look. This is super helpful because I'm the type of person that I do kind of create my own tarot spreads, but I do also let the spread change and transform through the reading. So that's also why I haven't started recording things like that yet, because it seems like for every person and for every reading, it kind of does change what that position is going to be. I just let the reading take the reins and I interpret it as it comes out. So I have been thinking about really finding a spread that works for me in readings. It's going to help me a lot with all of my discombobulation. So this is going to show you a little example of a seasons type reading. So this is winter, autumn, spring, summer. You've got your outcome in the middle and the advice there. So it gives you examples of questions you can do for this seasonal reading, and it correlates with each season. So for spring, what areas in my life is there room for expansion? In summer, what is the source of adventure in my life? In autumn, what aspect of my life will bear fruit? In winter, from what should I withdraw and reflect upon? How will these influences manifest, and what guidance is needed here? So that's just showing you how to kind of elaborate on each position in your spread. That way you don't just have a position, you can also elaborate on the questions. So it does do the same thing here for that. It shows you different spreads. So this one is called The Four Powers by the Modern Witch Tarot. And it shows you how these dots are supposed to be used so that you can put little pictures in there, right? I doubt any of us have tiny little pictures like that. I don't believe that stickers like this exist. That would be really cool if little mini stickers of these existed. That way you could do that in your little spread section, but you would need tons of them, right? So I feel like this could be just for someone who really likes to take the time and doodle. I feel like for me, I would just kind of put like a square and be like a Q and a sword, or a 3 and a wand, or something like that, just so that I know what is there. And then it does give you 8 sections here for the meanings of the cards in those spreads. But it's going to be, what it means by meaning is the position of that card in the spread. So example, the first one here is the path. The second one here is obstacles, right? Is just you drawing out your own types of spreads. So the way that you get a tarot book, a little tarot instructional booklet, right, it always has the cards and the position of the spread. That's going to be the same thing, the cards in the position of the spread and what they mean, so that you create that yourself. Again, there's another example here. This is called Rose of the Winds, again from the Modern Witch Tarot, and it explains all of those to you guys. So I love that they do this example thing. If you would love to incorporate that for yourself, I do believe that this might also be if you would like to use these specifically in this journal. because again, you do have tons of these blank pages and it's the same layout as those ones. So you can use like this side for the 4 powers, this side for the rose of the winds. And then you've got quite a few of those guys. Again, it does kind of change. I think that gives you probably about 10 or so spaces for that. It looks like about 10. And then you've got this, again, it changes to be a bigger spread. So you have this one where it's just a huge grid, dot grid, and then 22 positions. So that can be something bigger, like your Celtic cross, if you would like to do like a past, present, future with multiple people or something like that, or anything you can come up with. So this journal is really, really encouraging you to be as creative as you can with tarot as well. So tarot is not only about following the path that everybody else has led for you, right? It's about coming into your own as a reader. So that's super important. So the same thing with anything, you know, everything that everybody else has done for you, you can utilize if it works for you, or you can use it as an example to make your own. So I really love how much this is encouraging everybody to make their own tarot spreads, to make dates and stuff, to do tarot readings with friends. This is so, so, so cute and so interactive. So I think in here, when it talks about making like tarot dates with friends, it does also say if it's possible, kind of like, you know, things in the world kind of suck right now and you can't really go outside and be around people, but if you can, or if you can do it on Zoom or something, you know. So that, I do believe it's about 10 pages of that again. You have this cute little picture here. It says, ask me about tarot. I love how saturated these are. And I just want to say, for those of you guys who are weird like me and you really love books, this smells like a new book. Okay, this is the best thing ever. I was sitting here flipping it in front of my face all day like a weirdo, like, oh, it smells like a new book. So I just want to point that out. That is the best feeling in the world to me, because I can't go into bookstores right now. So this was a super, super happy surprise to get that smell in my house. So this one talks about how we are, I love this beginning part, we are blessed to live in an age of plentiful tarot decks, right? Especially with the internet, with indie decks, with everyone making their own decks across the board. So you've got like the big indie industry, and then you've got like the smaller Kickstarter industry, and then there's just people who make them in their own house with like a printer and a laminator, right? We all know people who make cards, and I'm sure if you guys are like me and you're constantly researching new tarot decks, you guys have a big, big, big list of tarot decks in your brain. So this shows you here, first off, a tarot deck interview spread. And you see I had to take a whole big pause, because don't I have a whole series on interviewing my tarot decks, right? Clearly I have taken a little break from that because I have so many things that I'm working on at once. But when I saw this, it was kind of just like, ow, like I could have used this how long ago, and I've just been using someone's random spread because I saw this one, and this one actually feels a little bit more helpful than the one that I have been using. So the questions on this one are, how will you see this deck? So like, how will you interpret the energy of this deck, right? The next one is, how will the deck see you? In what space, next one, sorry, third, is in what space or type of query will you best communicate? Next one is, what are the deck strengths? Next one is, what are the deck weaknesses? And the last one is, how is this deck unique? So if you guys have watched my Meet My Tarot Deck series, you know mine are kind of in the same realm, but there's a couple where this one is a little bit more helpful. So this does give you, first, a space for wish lists of tarot decks. So that's why it has the whole, oh, think about all of the tarot decks that you love, right? So you can do this here where it says the name of the tarot deck, the author or artist of the tarot deck. Is this on your wish list? Have you pre-ordered it? Do you own it? And do you recommend it? So you got a couple of those pages in here before it gets to the tarot deck spreads. So again, here it gives you space to draw in your tarot deck interview spreads and do those. It also asks you here which deck you are using, which deck you're interviewing, and the date. as you guys know, I've already gone through 2 notebooks doing my tarot deck interview spreads, so this is also super helpful because I can draw them out and reference which deck it was and which date it was. Again, I do the same thing in mine, but it's not as cute as this. It's not as structured, and this is just so helpful. So here we have, we're almost done, guys, I promise. We have this cute little picture here, and this one talks about books, tarot books. As you guys know, tarot books exist. I did just buy one myself. I was going to bring it over here, but it has nothing to do with this video, so I didn't. And it's talking about interpreting the cards of the tarot deck in love readings. So how to interpret each card through the lens of love and relationship, and putting love meanings on each tarot card, right? So that's super, super important, especially if you don't have like a romantic relationship oracle deck, or one that doesn't really work very well for you. So learning the love meanings of each card would also be super helpful. So I do have quite a few tarot books on hand, and clearly I have quite a few on my wish list. So here you have space for all of those books. Again, name, author, subject, wish list, owned, recommended. And this is just blew my mind when I was looking through this. I thought it was just an entire notebook of looking through like recording your tarot spreads and interpretations, but there's so much more to this book. It's kind of ridiculous. This is a whole tarot buddy. Like, it's meant to be your best friend when you are learning tarot, when you are doing tarot as much as I do. So the next part here you've got is online resources. Another cute picture there. As you guys know, this does talk about how online content for tarot is astonishingly good. I can't say that word. So this is the same type of section here. It talks about the name or website, the type, did this come from social media, and do you recommend it? So you can utilize this, or I feel like if you guys are like me and you don't want to mess this type of thing up, if you're going to not plan out what you put in here first, you can always like take pictures or scan it if you do purchase this copy clearly, and scan it into your computer and utilize the templates themselves, right? So this next part here, I am super stoked on to do this. Actually, I haven't ever seen this before, but this is called the Modern Witch Daily Challenge, and it's 31 questions, and you just pull 1 card a day, and it's about kind of reflecting on yourself. What do I need to do? What potential, where's my creative potential best made manifest? Like, there is 31 amazing questions here. I never thought to do that, like a different question every day, because everyone kind of just tells you do the daily card, right? So this gives you more spaces to do the same thing. You have the 31 questions that they already made available to you by Lisa Sturl, and then it gives you the option to make your own. So there is one here with the title, author, if you would like to utilize if someone else has that type of challenge, right? I'm sure you can just write yourself in there, but you've got quite a few pages of that, again, to make your own. So that's a really amazing idea that I would have never even come up with. And this, I do believe this is the last part. I could be wrong, but this is the tarot circle. So this talks about doing tarot with your friends. So if you guys are brand new to tarot, a very helpful tool is to also have friends that do tarot, right? They also say birds of a feather flock together, right? So if you guys need people to bounce your readings off of, if you need people to do readings for practice, if you are not a member of like a big Facebook group that does readings, or if your family's not too open to you doing tarot, things like that, having friends that do tarot is going to be such a huge resource for you. So I am super lucky that my best friend Katie does do tarot as well, and my aunt, who is like the closest person in my life, also does tarot. So I've had so much like super awesome fortune to be able to bounce tarot readings off of them, to do tarot together and things like that, and to talk about tarot. So that's what this is talking about here. So this talks about the people who are closest to you, who support and help you develop your path in tarot. So this talks about establishing tarot meetups, again, like I said, and this one, it's a super cute idea where it talks about gathering the inner circle for the occasional meetup could transform the way you interact with tarot. This talks about your inner circle of friends, your tarot circle, right? And then it does also talk about your outer circle, which would be advisors on tarot. So if you are like me and you don't have any specific advisors and you do watch a lot of tarot content on YouTube, like I ingest an unhealthy amount of tarot content on YouTube, I very highly consider a lot of those people my advisors, because I do look to them for the way they read, the way they interpret the cards, the way that they draw outside resources, things like that. So you can totally talk about them as your outer circle. They are the professional readers or your advisors, right? So this gives you space for, first of all, establishing who your inner circle is, which are your best friends, right? Your friends that do tarot with you. So it gives you the space to put their name, phone number, email address, their social media, their favorite decks, and their interests. This is so cute. This reminds me of like a little black book. Just having that in the back to establish that. You got a couple pages of that. And then after that, you have the events. So this lets you plan your little tarot meetups, right? Your events. So this talks about meeting topic, what is the date, who you read for, who reads for you, what are your thoughts, like your takeaway thoughts at the end of the reading, and the location that you guys meet up for. And then you've got your outer circle to follow that up, right? So these are your advisors. It could be the professionals, could be advisors, it could be people that you go to tarot readings for. So this does give space, again, your name, phone number, what you rate them, which is interesting. That's very, very, very important, because not all readers read the same and not all readers work for you. So then you've got the email address, what do they specialize in, and referrals. So I don't know if that means people you referred to them or people they have referred you to, just as referrals. Could also be things they refer you to do. I don't know. And then at the very, very end, it says, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this journal, may you find a path to your best self. Just like our little note card we had in the Modern Witch journal, right? We've got the everything is fine there, that picture that started the whole Modern Witch deck. So I am so in love with this. I am so grateful for this beautiful gift, because I love notebooks. Notebooks is one of the biggest things that I collect. Nobody knows about that. I have boxes full of untouched notebooks because I'm such a crazy person about line weight, spacing, pages, right? The type of paper, the binding, oh my goodness, I could just go on and on forever about notebooks. So this is probably the second best gift I have gotten all year, along with the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, again from Sarah. So I'm super grateful to Sarah for gifting this beautiful journal for me, and I can't express to you guys how amazing this was to me to open this. I immediately ran to my mom and was like, Mom, look at what I got, look at these, this is cute. My mom was like, wow, that's so awesome, let's open it, let's look at it. So I'm super glad that my mom was stoked on it as much as I was. But again, if you guys have made it to the end and you are very interested in this journal, I really, really, really highly suggest it, again, for both beginners and the seasoned tarot reader. So if you guys made it to the end and you really love this journal, don't forget that link is in the description for you guys to check it out on Liminal 11's website. Okay, so if you guys do get this, definitely shout out Liminal 11 on all of your socials with your picture once you get it, because this is a very, very highly anticipated journal. I know tons and tons of people have already been posting it as they've been getting it, and also I do believe there is like a special edition that comes with like gold cards. I don't remember if they're the majors. I don't remember if it's all the majors or if there's just a specific number of them, but I have seen that there is an edition of this that comes with gold cards. They are absolutely beautiful. So if you are interested in that, go check out Liminal 11's site for all of this fun stuff, okay? Remember, not affiliated, not sponsored, not any of that stuff. So I don't make anything by you clicking on that link. So don't worry about me getting money from you doing that. Just go do it because it behooves you. Do it because you are super stoked on this and you want to take the initiative and be proactive in your tarot journey. Okay, so I highly, highly, highly recommend this for everybody who is interested in it. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed this video and you made it to the end, please give me a big thumbs up. You guys already know that helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm so that I get recommended to other people. If you guys didn't like this video and you made it to the end, that's cool. Thumbs down. You don't have to like my video. You still watched it. And say whatever you want in the comments because y'all do anyway. And I really, really hope that you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are when this video reaches you, my friends. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.